All right. On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, we're going to talk to you about going back to school. Only we're not, because you don't have to go back to school, probably. If you have to go back to school, maybe you shouldn't be watching this show.
I was about to say, remember, we do have kids who are only like 17-year-olds, and I can't play Final Fantasy 14 with them all night long because they have to get up for school the next morning.
Wild. But we do have a section where I drop a hard F-bomb, which I believe the FCC would not approve of me saying to children. But they aren't here, so they can't find me. So, I'm No Fines Omega. With me, as always, is Lucky. He tells it like it is.
I do.
And we are here to bring the show to you.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka Chill Sheep Noises. And while we here at Studio Mega like to bring you the latest and FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events from the JP and EM versions of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should say what you want because a pirate is free.
You are a pirate.
I'm not going to go into it. Not going to go into it. Nope.
Were we always this music referential? We must be, right?
Well, no, if I have a chance, I always put in the music reference. I love music references.
It's just, I remember Uno with Dallas. Yeah, we were always this bad. I don't know why. I mean, Star Wars, we think about music a lot, but no, I don't know why I'm being self-conscious about it lately. Maybe it's because we've started a lot of episodes this way. But listen, guys, today's episode, it's going to be a weird one because we have news, but not real news. We've got, half news and lots of speculation and lots of other nonsense to talk about. So before we jump into it, I would like to remind you that this episode is brought to you by patrons alike: Added to Harp, Manga Comics, Kazima, Architect 10, Blasto G, Carlos, Qua, Dragon, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, and Siren23. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early, in audio format and downloadable for as little as $1 a month and more, and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out, and we really appreciate your support.
Really?
I'm not going to call them out so they aren't embarrassed, but I know somebody who actually upped their pledge to a higher dollar amount that doesn't have a tier. I assume just because they like us and want to support us, and I'm like, that's cool. I appreciate that. Spread the wealth a little, folks. Come on, share that burden. Don't make us dependent on the whales like the casino. We need the small fishes too. Throw your pennies at us. But I have more conversations in what remotely resemble a post show about what you can do to give us pennies. So we'll cycle back to this. But it has been enough time that I can drop that F-bomb without Daddy YouTube getting mad at me. So it's time to check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai Regular Server for pro tips. I don't have a real pro tip this week. All the important stuff was last week. I just want to remind you that September's items for us in here in NA are homunculi, spinal fluids, and stingers. If you need those things.
I heard some people have been talking about going for stingers and whatnot.
I'm pretty decent on these. I'm not low, but I may end up low because I'm getting a lot of skill gems that I'm not spending yet. So
I'm still missing QP for days because I spend it super quick.
Yeah, there's a little bit of QP in the lotto, but it's not a free real estate on that. But let's go ahead and move swiftly on and check in with Records on the Throne, our regular achievement topic, where we will kit bash something together.
Yeah. So I'll start this off. Fun fact, if y'all remember, last year, Lucky did a dumb. He did a super dumb. He forgot to actually finish the event and get the damn grail. He was about to be, -2 grails from a day one player, which hurt his soul. But, Gilfest, it is kind this year, and they let you rerun, the quest to get that grail. So I was able to actually pick up that grail. I was like, oh, thank God.
Right away, too. Right out the gate, you can access last year's story quests.
Yeah, I was, super happy. I was glad it was, right there, too, because otherwise I might have done a dumb and, forgot again. With Lucky, this is a really real risk.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was, right there. I was like, okay, perfect. Before I did anything, I'm like, nope, get this done.
Yes.
Which is good, because honestly, doing that, it actually makes it, kind of an interesting prologue. Did I say prelogue? I said prelogue. Why did I say prologue?
Pre-game prologue.
Makes an interesting prologue. So it actually flowed together really well. But yes, I have Grail. It's great. It was on a belt. What the fuck, Gil? But here we are again. So, yeah. I have a little bit on second this. The month runned over, so I got my tickets. I had a few left over, so I spent 8 tickets and 30 quartz on the Gilfest banner. Not because I necessarily actually wanted any servants, because I wanted a damn Siduri CE. And boy howdy, let me tell you, I would have probably been spending on friend points for days trying to get one that way. But I was actually very fortunate. I was able to get 2 copies of each of the event CEs, so I think I'll be pretty okay on farming if I'm farming for a shop currency. Not that that's happening right now, because my surf mo is going burr right now.
Yeah, for some people, there's a really good node right now, like myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, we'll talk more about like strategy and other stuff later, and some commentary a little after the mailbag break. But I have gotten all the damage CEs out of the lottos. That's how far along I am. I also have the lore, so we're working on stuff. And I did get a CE drop already, so no need to grind out for that. So I will be able to acquire all 5 of these the lotto CE as well without too much hassle. And that's us. So we have no evil yet.
Oh no, I'll talk about some evil because it didn't happen. It didn't happen like recently. It happened Monday before we actually did our stream. I do want to talk about it because it was a little wild. So
it's true.
Monday. So Monday. Lucky got home from work and we were getting ready to stream Bloodstained for our weekly co-op stream, which is the only way I can really think about it right now.
Yep.
But we were literally 5 minutes from getting started, and Lucky says to Omega, "Hey, I'm going to get up a drink. I'll be right back." There's the sound of Lucky moving a chair, and then you hear a scream as Lucky goes down. This is because when Lucky got up, his headphone cable got caught in his chair and desk or something, and he tripped on it. He went down. Unfortunately, this had the additional effect that it did damage to his headphones. And I didn't find this out till later. It actually damaged my front headphone jack, too. I was like, yeah. Fortunately, by the power of Amazon, Lucky was able to get a headset shipped the next day. And my computer, thankfully, also has a back headphone jack, which is what I'm currently plugged into right now. But there was a moment of terror there. As I'm sitting, like, doing, like, what? I had it plugged into the front headphone jack, and I'd had to wiggle it so I can get the actual sound, and I was just like, oh, no.
No, that's not... You know there's a problem with your jacks and your cables when you're doing that. Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. So I am using a new headset. I don't like it, though, because it's actually a little bit... It's the same brand, but apparently it's the new version. I'm sorry, I've been listening to fucking Doomazid, and his sheep lines kill me, so I might be doing that a lot tonight. But they're slightly smaller, so they don't fit they don't rest as nicely on my ears as my previous ones done. I'm just like, why you do this to me? But it's manageable. I might return them and actually see if I can find the old version. But for now, I will suffer. I will suffer for you guys. Appreciate me.
Yeah, I found the exact copy of the brand of headphones I'm using right now because they're a little old. They've lost some of the padding in them. They're cracked and bent out around my giant head. So when these inevitably fail, I'm ready to order the replacements on Amazon. But yeah, no. By the way, Lucky's not kidding. From my perspective, which nobody else heard, it's, hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm like, okay, and then pause, and then just, boom, wow, and then another long pause, and I'm like, and then we played the whole "Can You Hear Me" game, and it went out, and hopefully it was okay. You should check out the Bloodstained stream if you haven't already. I think it did okay. We played for some hours. Lucky punches ghosts and summons fairies. Yeah. I sit there and ramble about stuff. Constantly compare things to Symphony of the Night because also everything is a reference. But it's fun. You should see it.
You should see it.
We'll be back to
actually. I think tomorrow I might just stream me grinding in our file, which will just be me going back and forth between certain rooms and punching things. Who knows? I don't know how people entertain it, but hey, they might. I don't know.
We usually get some pretty decent views on the what's-ups. We'll see. But yeah, alright, let's go to our next segmento, which is, did you finish your master missions? This week, you need to defeat 15 dragon trait enemies, defeat 15 earth attribute enemies, defeat 15 heaven attribute enemies, defeat 8 servants, complete quests 10 times, and do 30 FP summons. I don't know if you can do all of these on the current run of quests, because I think I'm still at 0 dragon enemies beaten. So you may have to wait for another round if you've got time for that. I don't know. I'd have to double check. But other than that, all of this should be easily completed during the event. Fairly normal stuff. But that out of the way, let us move swiftly on to Skelegrams. Yeah! Here's the news. So we have some small stuff happening in NA right away. We had a cheeky little no app update. It was all just data. presumably because for the big quality of life update at the start of the month, they just did the stuff. So that's nice. But we did get two big things here. Obviously, Battle in New York is happening right now. Why aren't you farming lottos? Listen to us while you farm lotto boxes. If you run out of show before you run out of lotto boxes, just loop the show back again. But they just sneakily snuck it in. It's going to run until the 15th, so it'll take up a big chunk of the month. We also started the Back to School campaign 2021. It is going from the 2nd of September to the 8th of September. Log in for up to 20 Saint Courts. I appreciate this because Gilfest doesn't give you any fucking Saint Courts, and some of us are trying to recoup after summer. But also, they added the extra Mystic Code Memories of a Lunar Sea to the Rare Prism shop if you're still missing it, so that's nice. And that's basically it. Presumably, the second part of this will be the banner that'll kick in later for, Murasaki and all those guys. But yeah, for now, it's just log in, get quartz. Yay.
Yay.
So, now we move on to arguably the embiggened news. JP didn't actually have something come out, but it kind of had something come out.
I'm really surprised.
The delays continue. So, we have Chaldea Summer Adventure pre-release campaign. Also running from 9/1 to 9/8.
Is this the first time they've had a pre-campaign for a summer?
I feel like it is, unless they did one last year.
Did they do one last year?
I do not remember. Chat will tell me. They'll know. But basically, log in for some Saint Quartz and apples. I think it's like 3 Saint Quartz and like a couple gold apples and a couple silver apples. You've seen this in the thumbnail before already, but we've got a new Mana Prism Shop CE featuring the Pepe. It gives you plus 25 friends points and 5% QP when it's max limit broken. So obviously this is all cumulative. So if you want to maximize your QP gainage, you can get that in there. We have a pre-release banner. It features Drake, Nemo, Summer, Ann and Mary, and Calamity Jane with all previous Summer CEs on the banner. If you're missing any for your collection, so this is pretty interesting. I don't remember if some of these are in mailbag or not, but literally I have seen comments and questions and stuff about us, which are simultaneously, this means there's definitely no Summer Drake, and then somebody being like, there's a high chance of Summer Drake, and I'm like, duality of man.
I think there's even odds.
Yeah. So,
go ahead.
Like
I said, as you can see, from their setup, it seems like there's a lot of pirates involved, so this might be some sort of pirate adventure going on here.
Yes, I think we're going on our pirate treasure adventure. If this is super crazy. I think a couple weeks ago I said sky pirates, but no, maybe just more traditional pirates. Maybe regular pirates, yeah. So the event will start 9/8. There will be a stream beforehand. I believe Cadox VA will be there. Kawasumi-san will be there, etc., etc. But it's ready to go. Yes, the only thing they have confirmed is Da Vinci is in fact the welfare. Achilles gets a costume. They have explicitly spelled out it is a costume, in case you were curious.
I cry.
But that's it. That's what we got. We have also been gifted the bonus servant list, and all on this list have double suck chance and half AP rank up and interludes. It includes every single unit who is already a summer costume or a full-blown summer alt, and also adds the following: Calamity Jane, Vishra, Achilles, Nemo, Francis Drake, Columbus, Red Hair, not Lubu, Red Hair, Mandricardo, Blackbeard, Bartholomew, Koyanskaya, and Ashia Domen. They explicitly call it that the Koyanskaya of Light is on here, much like Castoria was last year because she was the anniversary servant, so you don't feel left out. But they don't say that about Ashia Domen, so concern. Slight concern. But yes, as Lucky pointed out, this is basically all the fucking pirates. So, yeah. I have absolutely no idea, by the way, because these are the bonus servant list, if some of these are possibly, the males on this list, for instance, are possibly with costumes.
I mean, I would love, it doesn't have to be necessarily his usual count or something, but I would love to have Blackbeard have a costume.
Yeah. Also, we've got a pre-release banner. Usually they have, a banner 3, or then they do the mail banners for the last couple of years, but we already got a banner out of the way. It's a little weird. But it seems pretty interesting what we're going with then. Now, as usual, there are alleged leaks out here, but some of these are contradictory as always. And I have actually seen, and we have generated on our own, but I have actually seen a little bit of pushback to actually keep it to yourself until the stream drops, and we get the content presented to us in the intended format. Because I would like to remind you, sometimes leaks are wrongs, or implementation is not final.
You just gotta wait a week, everyone. You'll be fine. You'll live.
And I've even seen some people talking about, I've seen images of this, but they seem fake. They may be faked, or they may be taken from other sources. So, if things are true, if they're not true, we'll see. Yeah, now it's like 5 days.
Oh yeah,
because it's the 3rd. But when the news of the pre-release happened, and I presume there was some kind of date where possibly there was preloaded data that people have been mining. Yeah, but like it's still, you don't have to wait that long. It's out there, and like I said, it's contradictory. I heard people discussing contradictions that and I will phrase it this way because this is about a unit we know for sure exists, the welfare. I have heard that people have reported that Da Vinci is both a archer and also that she would be a ruler. Well, those two are pretty far apart, so which one is it? I don't know.
Hang on one second.
Who the fuck knows? So, yeah, as usual, like, we have had very, very wrong, horribly incorrect leaks before. Even recently, like, there were some Lost Belt 6 leaks, which we discussed hypothetically. Those turned out to have most of the right names for the units, but a lot of them had wrong classes, so it's like one of those things where I'm like, did this data miner, like, find the data for the names and then just, like, apply it to every, what classes they thought it would be? Does Delightworks, like, lie in the fucking source code about what classes units are now? I don't know. Like, I don't know how you get so close to the truth but end up wrong about core things. So, we will see what happens. It's entirely possible that the unit list people have said is leaked is correct, or it could be that those units are incorrect. It could be that they are correct, but their classes are absolutely wrong. We will see. No matter what, I it'll all be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. I'll be happy to see. There will be do a little baby stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's immediately pre-event, so that'll drop CM, drop NPs, etc.
Yeah.
That'll be great. So we'll get there when we get there. You don't have to wait much longer. And, I am not against speculation. And if you want to go look up leaks, that's fine. But like I said, don't need to shout it to the heavens or anybody. Just keep it to yourself for a little bit longer. Don't I guess don't embarrass the devs is what I'm getting at. Like there's
respect the devs.
There's a reason why they have not yet presented the content to you, and yeah, I know sometimes FGO is weird about timing and everything, but, like, play it cool. You only gotta wait a few more days. They're doing their best, to get everything to you. And obviously some people are like, I'm dying with anticipation, I must know, or, if I find out, I don't know if I don't have to worry. Well, guess what? Most of our audience plays NA in some form. Some of them double on JP, but I mean, you already know what you're doing playing JP. You can't fucking read it, and you don't know what's going to happen. But like, if you're playing NA like me and Lucky are, you have enough clairvoyance. You've got 2 years of prep time. You don't need an extra week. It's fine. You know what you're doing already. So yeah. But that's all the news. I am very hype about it. It's literally called Chaldea Summer Adventure, so that sounds cool. Are we gonna fucking Goonies this shit? Up there, that's their time. Down here, this is our time.
Classic movie.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
I got to watch that in middle school.
But there's where we are. I believe that's the time to go to the bag of mail. With 20 minutes in.
Yeah. It's only 20 minutes. Jeez, okay.
I mean, unfortunately, NA News was very short. Hey, things happened. You already know they happened. And then I can only stretch out summer so long. I could have added 5 minutes if I read the names of literally every unit on the bonus list, but would be very redundant. You know who's on there. Summers. And
I could yell. I could yell at people about leaking information, but I shan't. I will spare thine ears. You shall not have to face my denouncement. But with that though, we shall move swiftly on to this week's Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. Sometimes with sass, sometimes with class. Surprisingly enough, we only got 20 this week. It's a little light.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I'm guessing most people are either too busy farming lottos or just aren't yet ready to ask us about some things.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, we'll probably get through these at a reasonable clip.
Yeah, the back half is very faffy. We don't even know if it exists yet. There may not be a caboose on this train, so yeah, there's only 20 of you, and we'll do them all. Yep. What could possibly go wrong? And this is where the Always Sunny smash cut is. Things went terribly wrong.
Morgan Freeman cuts in.
That's when he knew he fucked up. I actually, divert, because of how little time we've got, I actually did a smash cut like that in the end of progression because I made an error in the final segment. So I smash cut to that clip, so that was a fucking lie. I literally downloaded that clip, put it in there, and then I threw up a correction slide at the end with some vaporwave music on it, just like, hey, I'm an idiot, I can't read, here's what actually happened. People seem to appreciate the edit. I don't know if that's going to be a constant, by the way, but I just needed a way to address the fact that there was a factual error there that I had to work with. So, Mailbag-yo.
Mailbag-yo begins right Mario. And our first one comes from King of Apples, who is a big fan of tournament arcs. They say, question, what, if any, challenge quest surprised you by being easier than you anticipated? I'm going to have to go with that, if any, because I haven't done shit. You think I do challenge quest? Hell no.
Yeah, this is not, assuming this is not limited to Gilfest. I know there were some that weren't as hard as I thought they would be, but I blanked those out of my mind. They were normal. They were fine. It's the ones that weren't fine that I remember. There's a reason why I also haven't done any of these challenge quests, because I remember these motherfuckers from last year. I did not have a good time. Tickets are cool. I don't mind free summons for Spacious Star, but also I'm like, no,
Hey, Pico.
No, I didn't. These were wacky, wild, tough. I did not enjoy any of these challenge quests. Ooh, I could barely clear some of them. I think I was working on the Leonidas one for like 3 days. But okay, there you go. There's your answer.
With that, we move on. So thank you very much. The next one comes from a Disturb Artorias Stan, who says, hello, Tyrant Lucky, and down with the sickness Omega. Questions. What are the top 3 servants you are working on during Gilfest? I'm currently working on Merlin Da Vinci, Ryder, and Nero Bride. Tyrant Lucky, what ship were you stationed on? I was stationed on the CVN-74. Have a nice weekend. If we're talking about servants, I'm currently going to be working on Da Vinci Ryder myself, Berserker Musashi, and probably polishing off Melt. I say finishing them off, I mean I'm trying to get their skills up as high as they can go.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm just insert embers and empty head. And we'll get. I probably won't start spending skill gems until we get to the very end, and I know exactly how many I've gotten out of LOTTO. I'm hoping it's a lot, but you know.
By the way, as regards to the ship question, I was stationed on the LHD-7. I'll let you guys look that up, which one it was. So we're gonna move on. The second one comes from Vacationing Chaos Spirits, RS21, who says, hey guys, quick question for me. As I'm on vacation right now with the Gilfest and all the events, do you think it would be fair if you could reuse the previous event CEs for easier farming and the like, especially since this upcoming Gilfest uses completely sense of CEs than last time? Anyways, good luck and good lotto. Me personally, no, I do not necessarily think it would be fair, because that means people who have started earlier would have a much, much bigger advantage over people who started quicker. Like, imagine if you can just bring every single lotto CE that you had, like, and start on that right out the gate. Yeah, that'd be great for, you, but anyone who started any, years after that would be on a full disadvantage.
Yeah, fair. I think that's a good way to put it. Fair is not maybe the right word. It would not be fair to every player. We have, I believe we are both on record kvetching about how a lot of these fest events are basically soft reruns, but you can't use the same CEs, right? Because they happen in the same time slot. You can literally get last year's Grail in this event, right? But you can't use the same CEs from last year. So it's weird. It doesn't match how a lot of other events work. But no, I think I agree with the point you just made that, no, if you could use any Lotto CE combo for any Lotto event, that would not be fair. No. I mean, the damage ones is their own damn fault. That would not be a problem if they could actually make the fucking damage CE different every year. But every single year, it's Nero Bride in her skinny panties, looking at you with doe eyes, and she gives you guts. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I've already got 10 of these. Please, help me out here.
Well, I think this is also kind of the thing of maybe catering to newer players and whatnot.
Possibly, yeah. If you don't have though you can access them in the Rare Prism shop, but if you don't have them, yeah. I mean, they do put a secondary effect on it, but usually it's a nothing effect. What's this year's? Is it like damage cut 100?
It's something like that. It's weird. But, it's a free CE, and it's usually good art, and like, honestly, how many, like, I know it's only like 1 HP guts, but how many actually, like, other cards are there that is just, like, guts?
Oh, well, I can check on the filter really quick.
Actually, yeah, please, if you would.
Spirit Origin List, CEs, filter.
Necromancy isn't necessarily, well, it's not guts, it's just chance to not die.
Yeah. It procs like a guts, but it's chance, but I will check mark guts on guts only. Yeah, I mean, like, half of these are like Nerofest Cs. Let's see. There's Divine Three-Legged Race, There's the classic Knightless Rose. There's this new one, Jewel Bride. I think there's some more I have in storage. Grudge Match was another Nearfest CE. And then there's Star of Artoria, which is fucking ancient, and that was the Saber Wars one, so if you don't have that, you don't have it. And then another big one was Chaldea Lifesavers, which was a Summer Banner CE.
Yeah.
And that's about it, other than Necromancy, which, while fun, Necromancy's not a guaranteed guts. Listen, I fucking love Necromancy, but that's a die roll.
So, like, I can understand that it's kind of annoying just to every year have it, but it's a good way for someone to make sure they have a guaranteed guts CE, I suppose is the best way to think about it.
It's good. That guts thing can be helpful. I just kind of wish that they would like cycle up the theme a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah,
like,
I guess that's true.
I can actually compare like what the quote unquote secondary effects on these are. So
probably
like
not that great, honestly.
Like Knightless Rose is just 500 HP of guts. So yeah, it's not really that helpful. Three-legged race is actually useful because it's one-time guts and then 20% NP strength. So that's like actually something. Grudge Match is 20% crit strength. That's okay, but you would probably want a better one. Chaldea Lifesavers is also 1 HP and then 20% NP gain. And then Jewel Bride is... Oh, it's damage cut 300. Okay, that's all right. Also, I've got 5. I'll get all 5 of these. I should max limit break that while we're speaking. So, like, there's a little bit of variety. I do kind of feel like maybe it's just tradition at this point, but the 1 HP guts is a little softballed, you know? But most characters... Actually, hell, a lot of characters have gone another way to be buffed to have bigger guts. But I don't know, maybe that's the interplay, right? Like, you get a cheap guts on the CE, and then you can get higher level guts on skills, some of which are stackable. I mean, even a 1k guts would probably be pretty okay, but I don't make the rules.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all we have to say on that. So we're going to move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from Alive and Carmilla Simpin. It's a question. I've been wondering what kind of direction this game could go in a potential sequel. Many predict variations on the current system, but wouldn't it make more sense if they made a 3D action game that plays like FTO Arcade or Genshin Impact? Just wondering what y'all's thoughts were. Hope y'all are well.
I mean, I don't think it makes more sense. Like, wouldn't it make more sense? No, not necessarily. That would lose the audience.
Yeah.
It's a mobile game. They made arcade for arcade purposes. I personally think if they want to make more money and have a bigger audience on arcade, they should think about, like, a console port or a console version. Mm-hmm. Maybe, like, if the arcade storyline reaches an endpoint, they, like, put the whole package into a complete thing. Like, so just so it can reach a broader audience, because, guys, in case you haven't noticed, even in Japan, I'm pretty sure arcade can't be doing that amazing because they've been under fucking lockdown for, like, 2 years. Like, they could go that route. That seems more like a side game route, because they've made their bona fides in this mobile space, and listen, obviously FGO has slowly ranked up its requirements, but I think they're still pretty low as far as phones are, right? Whereas 3D action titles do still usually require you to be non-potato. Like, doesn't Genshin run like dog shit on tablets and phones?
I think they've improved upon it, but...
Probably. They had a few years, but I remember distinctly, I never tried. I only ever played the console version. Which played perfectly fine. But, like, I heard that some people complained about some of the different, like, performance. So, yeah, I do not think that it quote-unquote makes more sense. I think they could go that route, but they would probably stick with a simpler art style. I mean, that lets them get their artists. They don't have to expand their 3D modeling team. Like I said, maybe if arcade is wrapped up and they have the free time, you know? But 2D rigging and animating is not 3D rigging and animating, and those skills don't necessarily cross over. So that could be like entirely new hires or new training for employees they got to do. I don't know. Lucky, what do you think?
Well, like I said, I don't necessarily think they should go like the route of arcade and not. If I would actually want to see, I would actually like to see something maybe of an auto playing like tactical RPG kind of thing. You know, involve some squares, involve some movement.
Route.
Like. Make it wild is like you don't like directly control the servant, but you have like maybe a master on the field, and you have to actually like give orders to your servants, and your servants will actually do commands, do their movements and moves based on that. You know, really capture that, you know, master and servant kind of dynamic.
And if you want to do like exact commands, you can probably spend command seals for that route. Like they've built a couple. They've got like the miniatures game Duel. They got, you know, Grailfront where they built for other stuff. But they could definitely do some tactical RPG stuff.
Yeah.
And they've expanded into some interesting new game modes, like Grailfront.
Well, that's that. That's my thoughts on that. Oh, so we shall move move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from Steve. You don't get 100% of the servants you don't roll for. What? Is that double negative?
Yeah,
Wait,
I
no.
think so. That's the baseball pitch one. Yeah.
You don't get 100% of the servants you don't roll for. Oh, no, that's right. It's just weird. But they say, hey, Loki and Manga, how goes the stuff? It goes, I was just thinking about Gil's dialogue the other day when he mentions that when one beast appears, they will all eventually show up, and they are something that humanity has to triumph over. My question to you is, do you think that all the beasts will be defeated by the end of the Lost Spell era, will be potentially bleed into an FGO2, as it were? Asking this, I'm aware that none of us really know how things will end up, I just want to know what you think. Given type M Beep is supposedly in South American LB, I have a feeling that one of the plot points of the next art could have to do with the various types. Best of luck to the two of you, and may your Lotto grind experiences be less monotonous.
I mean, I don't know if it's less monotonous, but it's certainly easy. Blue card, go burr.
Blue card, go burr. Repeat.
I mean, to your question about people thinking that the end of Lost Belt is the end of the game, technically, Nasu, who is very melodramatic, did kind of phrase it that way. Like, that should be, like, the climax of the arc, and you should feel dead inside but fulfilled, and nothing will ever be the same again. And we're like, okay, all right. Now I don't even know if he's technically writing the end of the game. I don't know if that actually how that works, but, like, yeah. No, I don't. As I like to joke about, Nasu's not going to, crash the moon into the servers when Lost Belt ends, okay? So, also to the question about all the beasts, pass.
Fortunately, we got to pass on that. Like, who knows?
Will we actually fight all 7? I don't know. Will this probably be the resolution of the beast stuff? I would assume so, because that's kind of an FGO exclusive through line. Like, I know that Nasu has effectively retconned several characters to use the same language as beasts and kind of turned that into a solid concept, but they weren't really beasts until FGO came along.
Yeah, I know, but Nasu also is horrible about starting a concept in one thing and then letting it move on to, like, another entry.
Also true. Yeah, I could see that. It would definitely be FGO related. I don't even know if we're gonna get it. I don't know if we're gonna get into types. Types is very weird. Like, obviously there's Tsukihime, which handles a lot of the Type Moon Archetype Earth stuff, kind of back and forth. But other than the fact that Type Mercury has physically decided to just chill on Earth, I don't know if it's gonna come up, because Notes is a weird thing that I don't know if not. I don't know how popular Notes is. Like, I don't know if a lot of people have read it. So,
It has some interesting concept, and it's not completely unrelated.
It's a creative concept that Nasu keeps going back to. Like, Notes is, I think, the first time he wrote a story of, like... No, it's not in English. I don't know if it's technically a light novel. I think it's a novella.
Yeah, it's a novella. It's a super short story about the gun god.
But, like, Notes has, like, the origin of Nasu's constant post-apocalyptic, post-magic future of Earth, where, like, all the magic has died and humans are dead for some reason. Only now we're neo-humans. And we fight the types, because the types are mad about Earth, I guess. And there's the gun god, and he shoots the gun. The gun is good. And, like, he keeps referencing those kinds of things in his settings. Like, there are a lot of alternate timelines that have the mana depletion problem, etc., etc. A lot of us, comments about humans getting better and going to space and whatnot. But I don't. It's also, I don't know how much Notes is literally well known. I suppose it will be telling if we actually bump into Type Mercury, and punch him in South America, where he's supposed to be. Because it's not, I will say that, he's not supposedly in the South American Lost Belt. It's been established through several previous Nasuverse works that literally in the timelines, Type Moon, Ort, is just chilling in South America, waiting, minding in his own business. Because he knows that someday, eventually, there'll be something on Earth that he wants to deal with. So he got here early. He's that motherfucker who camped out for like 2 days to go see Star Wars, okay? His tent is there, he is set up, he is not moving.
Oh yeah, because he accidentally set his alarm too early.
Yeah, basically. And now he just has to fucking wait. He has to wait while Zulrich just look at him through the kaleidoscope, just like, now don't you get any funny ideas now? When the shit happens, he's gonna be there. And I assume that means that because he's the ultimate one of Mercury and not of Earth, he probably did not get bleached when the thing happened. He was probably just chilling. He's like, what's up? What's going on? Oh, there's an alien god invading? Is this the right time? No? Okay, go back to my nap.
Wakes up again, covered in South American lost balls. He's like, just like, what the fuck?
I think he just chills. Somebody asked, how does he hide his big body? I think he just chills out as a giant pile of crystal. Like, he just folds up. It's like fighting a Reggie in Pokemon. He's just hanging out, being a crystal.
Oh no, we'll see when we get there. But we still got 6.5 to get through, I believe.
Yeah, so we have an assumption that that there is there's another dot, and so we have an assumption there's another sub. Because, I mean, that was Lost Belt 6. I don't think we're ready for Lost Belt 7 this December, but we'll see.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was like said in that Nasu interview at some point that 6.5 is in development or something.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
He was talking about all that shit. But
also, by the way, I want to point out to the people who can see this post in Patreon chat. I don't know how to pronounce this artist's name. PFALZ, who drew units such as Darius, was also the character designer for Ort.
Oh, interesting.
But yes, let's move on.
So, this next one comes from Dave, Lord Akrasai. Why do you keep doing this to me, Dave? Do you like seeing me suffer? You do.
Why are we here?
What they say,
just to suffer.
If Gawain was to get another version of the game, but using his axe instead, what class do you think he would fall in? Using his axe? Did Gawain's axe have any particular properties, or was it just a cool axe?
I mean, it's probably magic. He gets it off the Green Knight in the legend. Because the Green Knight shows up at Christmas, and he's like, hey, you can have my axe, but you have to cut off my head, and I will return the blow to you in 1 year's time. And so go... Actually, I believe the way the myth normally goes, we've told this before, is that Arthur is... None of the knights will do it because they're freaked out, and Arthur is like, well, all right, well, fine, I'll do it. And then Gawain is like, no, my king, you can't, I'll do it. And then he does it, and then the guy picks up his head and puts it back on. He's like, cool, see you in a year, bye! And then that's why the legend happens. I don't actually know if the axe is special, though. It could just be a really cool axe. So probably Saber, even though he has an axe, and you're like, what? And I'm like, I don't fucking listen. I don't make the rules.
Man, let's just go cheap. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I was about to say maybe Berserker. I don't know, but fuck it. Fuck it.
He has an axe, so Archer, clearly, yes.
He just throws it.
I mean, it is a magic axe that the blow is supposed to return in 1 year's time. You could... Nasu's done weirder shit. I have literally seen dumber. Hell, I think I've written dumber excuses.
I believe it. But unfortunately, we're not going to dwell on this too long. I don't really want to faff it out. So we're going to move on. So thank you very much. The next one comes from Stuck in Limbo, Waiting Info, Suna, who says, hi, Crow Matron Lucky and Sleeping Under Grissit, Omega. I hope the week has been food. I hope this week hasn't been food. I wish you all both the luck and energy for those LOTTO, and may the Wiggles bless your roll. Gao? Gao.
That's right, guys. I eat time. I drink it with my coffee. I drink your time. I drink it up. There! Did you notice? I just stole a second of your life. It's gone now. You can't ever get it back.
You see, look, I mean, Omega's talking about that. Lucky's thinking about Crony. I'm just like,
time. No, but she controls the time. Also, by the way, I do want to point out, that is an apt metaphor for this show, eating time. We are just consuming units of time in your life.
What is time, even?
Who knows?
So I'm just time to lay on the floor, think about time thoughts. But unfortunately, I got nothing else to say with this question, so we're gonna move on! This next one comes from the Tire King drinking all the caffeine so he can farm to the max.
Please don't die.
Who says question? Hey, Omega and Lucky. If you start the challenge quest, which has been your least hated one so far, if you've done all the previous years, your preference of least hated changed now that you have new units.
No, I hate them all still.
Take care and have a nice evening. Also, Lucky, no Ahego double piece hoodie? I feel like this is a reference to something I might have said earlier, but I don't know what.
Did you... Oh! You talked about buying a new hoodie in the intro, and it was black.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then you were going to add anime titty.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Also, I mean, listen, there's flying your freak flag, and then there's just making people uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was about to say. Like, if I'm going to get to wear something perverted, it's got to be classily perverted. Like, if I was to get, like, everyone knows Saitama's hoodie with fucking just has Opie on and just has the little, like, crude boob doodles. I'd rock that. People will find that, like, interesting. Yeah. Like, if people in the know, they would know. People not in the know, be like, what the fuck is Opie?
But, like, you can see with, like, I'm not going to shame anybody for wearing, like, an Ahagao hoodie or leggings or whatever, but, like, when people see that, they can see that those are faces doing weird expressions and be like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, some people even, actually, especially out of context, some people may find that uncomfortable, and other people may find that more uncomfortable in context.
Like, honestly, if I was gonna wear something weird, I'd probably actually, like, I've actually been thinking about the design a little bit. I'd probably wear a hoodie with probably that had the word hen and tie on it, so like 2 rows of letters that spell out hentai, and then inside each of the letters, I put like suggestive silhouettes of anime girls. I was like, you see, that's something I can rock, something that says like, yes, I am a pervert, but it doesn't like, literally like shove it in people's fucking face. Yeah, like I said, you like, just because you can fly just because you can fly your freak flag everywhere doesn't mean you should. It's like a penis. That is a bad metaphor the more I think about it, and I regret saying this.
Yeah, I was about to say. Well,
moving on swiftly. But yes, yeah, Challenge Quest, not dealing with them. Just not. I got LOTTOs to do.
I remember, like, I still have my PTSD from last year. I tried several of those. I tried my hardest. They really sucked. I don't actually think I've gotten anything significantly different. Yes, I do have a max level Parvati who's all 1/1/1. No, I still don't have double Scotty. Like, I don't think my units have changed that much. Is one of them a caster I can just run over and over again? No, I don't think my team comps really changed that much, guys.
Lucky's still cringing in shame here. So, but what's said is said. We're going to move on. This one comes from the Illiterate. They also say, I know it's spelt wrong. Irony. This is not intended to be read as part of thy alias, but or well. Where is my red pen?
Just get out one of those highlighters and just
right over
through
it.
The whole thing.
Whole the thing. But they say, question. But they say, question, what 3-star or below servant do you all want besides the preciously stated Summer Medusa from Omega and Avenger Summer Boudica from Lucky? Thank you for the podcast. It is a nice part of my week. Smiley face. Ellipsis.
You know that there's free apps on the internet that will spell check and grammar check for you, right?
They also say, comment, I want a Summer Jaguar Man so I can use a server version of Tiger with non-whack cool downs on skills.
I mean, also, in that case, you could actually get an NP5 Jaguar Man, so. Story locks.
But, let's see here. So, yeah, Boudica is definitely my go-to. We're talking through...
How many low-rarity ladies are there?
I mean, if I'm being real, I wouldn't mind a Summer Serenity.
That could be cool. I mean, they did something fun with Summer Mordred. I could go for a Summer Gareth as well. I think Medusa needs her chops because she's been in the game so long and she's very underappreciated. Weekly Medusa appreciation post. Hashtag. But, like, it's funny that Gareth shows up to the summer event just in her fucking armor, right?
Right.
Whereas all the other knights of the round get alternate skins we still don't have. And Mordred also gets another skin that we still don't have. Sorry, what? Did I say something? But, like, I would love to see them turn that on its head. But, yeah, that's about it for me.
Honestly, I don't really see, like Charlotte is, cute, but, I don't know her that well to be, like, wanting a summer from her. Matahari is always in a swimsuit, damn, guys. Fuck. Let's see here. We have 100 personas as well. Salome. I can't pronounce it, words.
Salome, yeah.
Salome, there you go. But again, not really sure what I want out of a summer for her, but no, I'm still like Summer Boudica. I'm like still Summer Boudica all the way. Yes, Summer, Uriale? Maybe? But they can't have, like, honestly, if they did a summer...
If they didn't immediately do all the sisters, right, that would be pain.
No, clearly what they need to do is they just need to take all 3 sisters and make them one servant.
I think we've done this joke before, but yeah. Do the Mecha Shiva. That is a joke they go back on a couple of times.
Like, honestly, like, because you can't do Uriale and not have Stheno. It's just I don't think it would work. Not for summer anyway. They're inherent rarities. I think it's fine because eldest and whatnot. But I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's move on then. So this next one comes from Soccer Fan 07, Farmington, New York. Lotto go Burr. They say, hey, Lucky Omega, hopefully Gilfest is treating you guys well. 2 questions this week. Omega, last week you mentioned an Ozfest with Ozymandias as a tournament event. I find the idea fascinating. It would give Ozymandias a time to shine. Sounds like a neat event for DW and Tight Work Moon to try. So if Oz is the head of Sozos, would Nitty-Chris run the shop and Medjed would run the Lotto, or be the other way around, a Medjed shopkeeper and Nitty-Chris run the Lotto? As for you, Lucky, considering JP's upcoming summer events, how dangerous would a combination of Summer Drake and a pirate cosplaying Summer Kama as Gotcha Banner would be? Hopefully we all achieve our goals at Gilfest. I'm looking forward to the Only Land rerun. And then we go to Space Chasing Space Guitar Saber Wars 2. Keep up the great work, and you two stay cool, stay safe from Mother Nature, and you guys rock. Whoa! Like I said, like, honestly, if they come out with a summer comma, like, honestly, I think it's like been 2 years. I think summer comma is
that could be a possibility. Yes, that would be very powerful to uncap redrop in that way.
Yeah, no, like, yeah. Let's see, what are my top? Like, servants, like.
I think
like comment.
We should put a pin in that. I think the question is the banner spread. Like, you go for all the summers anyway, but I think you will accept. Yeah. You have acceptable losses on some servants. Hypothetically. But if it was say Summer Drake was one SSR and Summer Comma was the other, that would be maximum wallet pain.
Well, yeah, but like, see, here's the thing. I would go for an MP5 Summer Comma. I'd be happy with an MP1 Summer Drake. Like, that's the thing that's gonna get me. Like. There's some servants that I'm gonna want MP5 of, no matter what. And from my summer desires, it's gonna be Comma, KP, Pervardi, all the Sakura faces, so like, Lips in there as well, Comma. And then probably Boudica, Atalante. Do I really necessarily? And I think that's it. Because yeah, no, I think most of my other desires are already in the other summers. When I think about it,
I mean, y'all know Summer Rush is a danger zone when they decide to go that route.
Yeah, no,
I can't imagine they'll finish the game without having pulled that trigger.
Like I said, like if Summer Rush happens, I'll be happy and I'll pull because I pull for all summers, but it's not gonna like drive the need.
Summer Reduce is definitely gonna be like, oh shit, break the glass, let's go.
Break glass in case of Snick. But instead of an antidote kit, there's a wallet.
It's one of those snake bags, but instead of like a hook in it or a snake, it is my wallet. It's just gold doubloons.
Doubloons.
As for the question for the shopkeep, I mean, obviously,
No, what they're gonna do, they're just gonna make us write a fucking, wife's name. I can't remember her fucking name. I know it starts with an N. Nefertiti. And just give her voice lines to make her the most adorable. That's what they're going to do.
Shopkeep. I mean, I'd love the Nidos, but I don't even know if that lines up with like the sprite art. Maybe that would be like poking her Nido navel. How tall are you, Chris? Who knows? No,
clearly one of the the Lotto event has to be one of the Sphinxes.
There's just a Sphinx with a space face staring at you. instead of lines of dialogue, it just makes weird static electronica noises. Oz, is this Sphinx attempting to dial an internet connection?
All right. So we're gonna move on. Thank you very much, though. This next one comes from Too Sleepy to Think of an Alias, so Lucky will just have to read this out instead. You are correct. But they say, greetings, Wascally Wabbit Lucky and Omega Red. Seeing as we are about to be neck deep in super hard challenge quests, I'm a little curious. Do you guys BM a particular difficult boss when you're about to win? BM.
I also don't get it. I skimmed these for a certain type of question earlier, and I'm like, I don't know what we mean.
BM. Lucky's trying to think.
That doesn't seem like it refers to any of the mechanics, because Command still CS.
It's gonna be something completely simple, and I'm gonna feel dumb.
Well, yeah, I mean, the rest of their question might give us some context.
Okay. I always like to end it with my MP, regardless of how little HP they have. Ain't no kill like overkill. Or if I'm really lucky, I try to have any possible dot damage, finish them off. Best of luck bashing your heads against this wall.
Yeah, I still don't get the context.
BM. I'm hoping this isn't a misspelling in them. Like, I will say, I'm not always hip to the lingo. I'm an old man. I'm an old rabbit. But BM.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's button
I've heard of like cherry tapping as like a way of like taking out an enemy with your like lowest damage move. It's funny.
Yes, I like to cast as much black magic as I can.
Yeah, I always like to rip up an Ice 9, hit him with the Thundaja. But no, I mean, assuming the context for the rest of your question. Well, okay, it's in caps though, Axe. What does it mean if you're going to offer interpretations? But furthermore, no, that doesn't make any grammatical sense. We don't get it, okay? Maybe they're just sleepy and they said something weird. But no, for the greater context of like how do you end a fight? No, it's just whatever works. Is this it? Is this like some kind of Dota, Fortnite, PUBG thing? Having bad manners? Is that what this is? Are the kids out here having slag about having bad manners? I don't know. I do whatever works, guys. I don't have time to pause and think about the boss fights. If it's either easy or it's hard, and if it's hard, I want it to be fucking over, thank God. Unless it's really cool, then maybe I don't want it to be over.
Listen,
Alexa, play DSE Ray. Luckily, I don't think any of our Alexas in the house are plugged in, and if they do, they don't know how the fuck to respond to me.
Lucky tries to be classy, so I don't necessarily try to flex or shitpost much. So, no. I don't, like, again, like, look, like, we were talking about this earlier, but Lucky's very much a straight shooter on a lot of things, so I don't usually find, a lot of sense in, flexing.
Yeah, I don't really feel the need to, like, punk on pixels, you know?
Yeah.
They're not real, I got shit to do. Like, surf, baby! Yahoo!
No, but this, we'll move on. And the next one comes from Moon is surprised to be this early, like, damn, this was posted a few minutes ago. Hey, you caught it. But they say, hey there, Lucky Omega, what's one dish you haven't had in a long time but you crave to eat? For myself, I finally had a pizza today. It's been a year since I last had one. For context, I've got a wheat allergy. My mom made me some sort of special kind with flour without it. Oh, okay, excuse me.
Oh.
P.S. I did some research into Lucky's name in Arabic and still got the same result. Loud/thundering like noise. Sorry, I was just curious as it isn't a very common Arabic name, at least where I'm from. Anyways, have a great day. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like I said, my name's weird. My name is the weird one where it's, what's the thing where they kind of like, they alter the spelling a little bit and was like, no, this is our word now.
Yeah, I don't remember,
it's like
but I know what you're talking about.
It's like the difference between like Sigurd and Siegfried.
Yeah,
that's why like
you've got a very slight vowel difference. That said, I find it funny that yes, apparently the Arabic translation of Lucky's name is Loud Boy.
Yeah, no, it's something. But no, like the meanings I was talking about previously were from more from the Hebrew side of things, because Lucky knew like nothing about Arabic. I really didn't. But like my name over in Hebrew is either an alternate spelling of Yeshua. Actually, I probably should sound that's like spelled something like that.
Yes.
Or
transliterated with a Y sound.
Or Joshua. So, like I said, like my name's super fucking weird, but cool. Like I didn't know that about the Arabic side of things. So thank you. You have informed Lucky. But talking about food. No, see, here's the thing. If Lucky wants something, I fucking go get it, or I make it. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty similar. Like, even for like snacks. Like, I think the only thing is just because they're more expensive, and I haven't gone out in a while. Like, I haven't picked up some like maybe like brand name candies or whatever. But like actual food, no. You can arrange to like order some stuff or order in or go out.
Well, like I have the good fortune to not actually have any allergies at the moment, so I don't necessarily have any dietary concerns, which I probably should. I'm only getting fatter, y'all. Jesus.
Yeah, I also don't have any food allergy. Actually, I don't know if I have any. Well, no, that's not technically true. I'm reasonably certain I have some kind of allergic response to plant, but I don't have any food allergies that might kill me. I just feel like I want to die in pollen season. But honestly, I think that's just most people.
Listen, there's a lot of fine particles getting up all in your grill.
My grill doesn't appreciate it.
No.
I may technically be mildly allergic to cats, but it's so mild that it's never bothered me. I love cats way more.
And that's the thing. Oh, let me see here. But, yeah, no, like, shit, when I want to, like, what are my favorite foods, though? I like burritos. Yeah, no, like, I don't think, like I said, like, as well, I am, like, pretty good. I am pretty skilled at, well, I shouldn't say I'm pretty skilled. I am okay at a kitchen. I can cook for myself, and I can, I can, like, have, like, 2 pots and a skillet going, and I can keep track of everything. So, but, like, there's nothing, like, particularly crazy or fancy that I ever desire that, that I can't make myself if I need be. And since, I make, like, I have a job, I get money, it's all like, oh, no, I'll just go fucking out and make it. Like, I'll buy ingredients and stuff. Like, honestly, I think usually the more difficult part is I have to learn how to make it.
Yeah, that's the complex bit, but, like...
Yeah.
Guys, the capacity, even if you're in the middle of nowhere for the most part, the capacity for shit to be delivered to you, even if you cannot go out, walk around and get it, it's phenomenal. It's really easy. So I can't really think of anything that I'm really missing other than, like I said, like, hey, I love Skittles. It used to be really easy when I went to college. I would go with a couple of bills in my pocket. I would always, buy a candy and a soda between classes sometimes because, you're chilling for a long time between classes. I don't really do that anymore. So and ordering Skittles off Amazon is a danger zone because usually they want to sell you giant resealable bags. And I'm like, that's dumb. Do not buy that, me. You will eat that entire thing and you will die.
I'm the exact same way. I'm looking at like Starburst jelly beans. I'm just like, don't.
No, I prefer individual packs. Or if it is something you buy, it's something that you can control yourself on. Like I remember last year sometime, mostly just out of sheer cheek, I bought like a bag of like candy corn, and I'm like that I was able to because candy corn really is just pure sugar. I was able to control myself. I was like, no, this is just pure sweet. I can only eat so much before my teeth hurt or, my blood starts to crystallize. So, but yeah. And I've never really had Sour Patch Kids. I love sour candy, though. Sour Skittles.
Actually, no. I do have something that, I've been wanting recently that I haven't actually been able to get. I was actually thinking about it. It's taiyaki. The fucking, the fish with, like, the sweet bean paste inside them. Like, I've been wanting those recently, and I know I can get them. I just been too lazy to get them. But like honestly, I've been thinking like, I can just buy this shit, and I can just buy a taiyaki maker, and then I can get up my fucking weeb levels even fucking more. So that's why I haven't gone and got them yet. Like, listen, like Lucky likes looking at. I like Asian food, so I'm like, yeah, the taiyaki is delicious. Apparently, the guy who makes it over at our Yi local Korean mart will put like extra shit in it. Like he'll put like fucking mozzarella cheese in. I'm all like, that sounds dangerously awesome. I gotta try this sometime. Interesting. Yeah, I know, right? There was something else. Wasn't it like some sort of cream or something? But yeah, no, like I haven't had taiyaki in a hot minute, so honestly,
now I found on Amazon a variety box that contains ounces of individually packaged Starbursts and Skittles, and I'm like, oh, I'll do that. Not tonight though. I gotta order other supplies for me, so I won't go crazy. I gotta figure out my own shit.
Man, like every time I'm on Amazon, I'm always looking up like kitchen appliances. Like, oh man, I could really use a zucchini noodle maker. I love fucking fun stuff, but man, I don't want to eat like fucking noodles and stuff. Then I'm like, taiyaki maker. Ooh, square pan for making tamagoyaki. It's like, I need that. I'm like, no, I don't. Stop it, Lucky. Stop. Ugh. I like cooking. I really do. It's just, I don't have anyone to cook for. Therefore, I don't want to fucking cook.
The fuck? Destiny Grimoire Anthology? They hardcover printed the grimoires from Destiny? Sorry, I just went on like front page of Amazon and was like, yo, Amazon, what do you want to sell me today? And they're like, oh, what do we want to sell you today? And I'm like, shit.
Oh no.
Books you may like, the Ultimate Final Fantasy XIV Cookbook. I don't, but if Lucky needs a late birthday present, how much is this? That is a little expensive. That's like $30.
Wait, did you say there was a Final Fantasy XIV Cookbook?
Why, yes, I did. Here you go. Observe.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm gonna fucking add this to a wish list.
Yeah.
I'll add it to, like, listen, I already have like 4 cookbooks I want to buy. This just makes it 5. Lucky's gonna need to buy more make more shelf space here in a bit. Oh, because I got a lot of books. I keep buying light novels. I can't stop.
It happens. I understand. I need some shelves in this room so I can shelve my shit.
Oh God,
I also buy things that come in cases. Not always books, but I buy physical things that need to go on shelves.
I just can't give up Dead Tree Media. I just can't. I love Dead Trees.
Listen, it's not like I'm causing a waste problem, okay? Other than maybe the tiny plastic film they don't need. The stuff it goes in my shelf and it stays there. I'm not done with it yet.
Actually, I need to double check my Amazon and see if books are coming out soon. But I'll do that later. We're gonna move on. So thank you very much for that. We're gonna move on to icy boxes. Only boxes for miles and miles.
But are they made of ticky tacky?
Okay, this one took 5 turns because apparently Morgie hit like a wet noodle that last round. What the fuck? We must have got lowballed on damage there. But they say, good day, I have nothing to report, just follow me nonstop with surf mode. Don't get burnt out farming and have fun. Listen, if I start feeling down, I just take a break, I go to the LOTTO shop, and I just let the smooth sheep noises just give me life. We're gonna talk about that. It's great. Okay, but with that, we move on. So the next one comes from Merkava/Leo Main. Oh, they must be branching out. They say, hey, look on Omega. Just a quick question this week. But is there any artist that you'd be dying to see design a servant in FGO? Ciao. I'm pretty sure we've answered this several times.
Yeah, my brain no work
My-
now.
For one, Pochi. Mama Pochi. Best Mama Pochi. She's great. Give me a servant. She designed the CE. It was great. I love it. Also, would not mind seeing a Cool Kill or Amahara collab. They can work together. Fue. Fue does good work. No one else off the top of my head? Nah. But I already said his mind's empty, so we're gonna move on.
Yeah, I was dead silent for that because I literally, while I was on Amazon, I realized that my UPS model is back in stock and I need a new one of those, so I'm gonna buy that right now. Order placed.
Do it.
It'll arrive a little slow, but they say it's in stock, so it's fine.
Oh shit, that reminds me. I gotta go see if 86 Volume 4 is in stock yet. Heck. I'll do that in a minute. We're gonna move on. So,
I think a couple new volumes of plus-sized Elf have come out in English I need to buy up. Not right now, though. I haven't even unpacked my other volumes, so I need to, hold off. That at least, moving motivates you to not buy more shit for a while. Except when it doesn't. Look out for what's up tomorrow.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Holy
See how
shit,
many
deal
am
of
I?
the day on Acer gaming laptops, $699 to $1,059. Fuck. Ugh.
Ugh.
Listen, I'm sure that is a deal, but I still shiver. That's a lot of fucking cash. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, but that was a short one. So Hoomst.
Oh.
Hoomst is next as I repeat this quest.
Oops, next. So next up is Agent 418, who says, "Hello, Gravekeeper Omega and Bell Toller Lucky. Do not let Lucky on a bell. He will go ape shit with the fucking clapper." But they say, with the Tsukimi remake out, I want to know if there's any practical difference between Mystic Eyes of Death Perception, the Black Barrel, and the DM Hassan's ability to just casting die. Yes. For one, Mystic Eyes of Death Perception doesn't actually let you cast death, it just lets you see death's lines. So you have to use some sort of external force to act upon it.
Yes,
Black Barrel?
even Void Shiki has to actually poke you for you to become die.
Black Barrel? I don't know what the fuck that is. It hasn't become relevant yet. Heck.
I think that's Gun God's gun of die.
Yeah, it is.
In which case,
like you said,
it's a gun that you shoot them to die.
Bang!
And then Azrael, I don't actually know. I don't think we've ever actually seen in fiction Gramps use Azrael. He's just eaten a Bell Lamu with his face. I don't think that's his NP. I think that's just something he does for fun.
All we can say for sure, he just literally puts the concept of "you are dead now" onto things. I say you are dead, therefore.
Hey, do you hear that bell? That's the bell of death. You're dead. And then the other guy's just like, "Oh shit, I'm dead." Blah.
Blah. But yeah, so there are differences between them.
Yes, there are practical differences in execution. The end result, the effect is the same. The cause is different.
So with that, we move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from a master enjoying a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon with Carmilla as we watch Babon Sith being interrogated / tortured by the Liz Inquisition.
Lizquisition, if you will.
Lizquisition. They say, "Hey, Lucky Maggot, coming to you after finishing Enkidu's second interlude, aside from great lore references. I really love Moriarty's growing interest in the best Clayboy. Do you think they may ever tie in interlude events to actual story quests? It would be so cool if they did stuff like that for future installments. Have fun in Gilfest."
Okay, so I mean, I think they already do. Technically, they do in event stories make reference to character stuff that happens in interludes and whatnot. Pretty sure that happens. That's happened sometimes. On the second beat, but also no. Are you expecting a Lost Belt where they reference the events of an interlude? No, they won't do that, because everybody can do Lost Belts. Only people who roll those servants can do interludes. So you would get, your audience would be literally locked out, because outside of, watching somebody else play it, they literally have no way to access that content unless they have that servant.
Like I said.
Yeah.
So, with that, we move on. This next one comes from Azalea Crimson. "Hello, Lucky and Mega. I really like the social much. Is there any way you can put it on Spotify?"
So, can we put it on Spotify? I'm pretty sure we can. Will we? Probably not right now. I'll be flat with you, business-wise. I know that Spotify apparently has some decent monetization. I don't know what our cut is. I don't know what our respective Spotify audience is. I do know that you can get the audio version of the show from Patreon. For their hosting is completely free in their backend, and they don't charge us anything for it and have to insert ads. And you got to give me $1 for that. And I kind of want people to give me more dollars right now. So I'll be straight with you. I would prefer if you engage with us on Patreon. Are we not going to ever put on Spotify?
Lucky on a personal level, I personally don't know if real talk, I don't know if we should. I don't know. I've listened to some Spotify podcasts, and I don't know if we'd have a good market on there, honestly.
I don't know.
Like, despite doing this for several years, we're still kind of amateurish at this. I mean, we do, like, our biggest selling point is that we're talking about a topic that people know about, and we have long-ass fucking episodes that people can do things about that. We don't necessarily have any, like, we don't have guests, we don't have, we don't have any, like, cool effects. We're just two dudes talking at you for several hours about a game that we all play.
Yeah, I mean, like we've gotten better about our sound quality and all our other nonsense with that, but we're still pretty
grassroots.
Yeah, we're still pretty plain and to the point, It's just okay. We're doing the show. Here's the audio. We say the stuff. We're good.
Like, we don't, like, our scripting is minimal. We are almost unabashedly unapologetic with, like, how we talk to people and whatnot. Like, we really don't mince words about, like, our feelings and whatnot, so it was something we can get away with because, we're just two dudes talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I honestly feel like if we start branching out to more outlets, we'd have to tighten up the ship.
Well, if we wanted to be successful in those outlets, it's entirely possible we'd have to start adjusting and catering to them. But they're not all the same. Like, Spotify's algorithms and SEO are probably not the same as YouTube's algorithms and SEO and all that other stuff and Discover. Yeah, so personally, I think it's better for us to stay here until we actually figure out if we actually want to, like, upgrade in some way or form. And until then, if you really want the audio listening, I know it's not perfectly in-app, but there are audio apps that link to Patreon, and like I said, it's just $1 a month or $10 a year to get to the audio version. It's our cheapest one, and guys, you know what? I'm not gonna be sorry. I want your fucking money. Give me your wallet. I gotta eat and stuff too. I can't, if this doesn't pay me in some form, I have to go find something else to do. But it's not like live or die or anything, so I'm not gonna like start a GoFundMe. I'm not starving out here, but like I will admit we live in a society, as they say. So I would like I don't even know if I would like. I require some level of monetary compensation for a certain amount of time, and I do go splitsies with Lucky, so it's not all me. He deserves something too. Why? Well, I don't know. You do this mailbag thing. You have to put up with reading these people's questions every week. Yeah. Honestly, it's a good excuse for me to do long amounts of speaking and practice my enunciation. Because that's one of those things one of the reasons why I was insistent on me reading it all out, because I wanted basically to have more opportunities to talk. Because if you guys don't notice, Omega will talk fucking forever if I let him. Yeah, I'm horrible about telling him to shut up. Unless I get actually upset. I'm like, Omega, shut up. What were you saying, Omega? No, I was just being like, correct. Yes. It's very true. Yes, I know this about me, but it's when you get the ball rolling, it's hard to realize, oh yeah, I've been talking for so long because you're talking about something. My thoughts are thinking things. And I don't necessarily want to ever like cut him off when he's in the middle of a thought. And also, the other half of the time is Omega is usually saying exactly what I was going to say anyway, so I'm just like... Yeah, I don't think either of us wants to cut the other off. It just happens because Discord. But... So, Mailbag was a way for me to get more, basically, airtime on here, and so I can practice using my voice more, so I don't sound necessarily so weird and whatnot. Because that's one of those things that, I was talking about, like, I want to try using and less often when I'm actually, speaking to you all here. Because, professionalism. If we actually start growing our audience and we actually get more clan for Spotify, we can definitely see something about now. But, again, you guys have to actually talk, like, en masse, not just one or two people. A lot of y'all have to be all like, we want Spotify. And then we'll be like, okay, we give what the people want. But the people are just like, meh. Guess what? We're going to be meh. And guess what? I've heard individual people also say the other thing. Like, I think at least one person told us, like, no, don't go on Spotify. That's where podcasts go to die. And I'm like, okay. So, there's differences of opinions out there. And we will see what serves the audience. Like, if you guys think we'd be way fucking huger on Spotify and you'd love us more, okay. But I've actually noticed more podcasts going back on YouTube. There are several podcasts I used to listen through like audio only or other weird apps who like have been posting YouTube videos, which are just our format, by the way, just their fucking thumbnail on loop while they run the audio. So like it's not like this is a bad zone for us to be in if, larger, more professional podcasts with extra staff are doing this bit anyway. It's all about the audience. And we do all right. We've been, ever since we got our streaming back, we've been doing very well with ad rev. Ad rev numbers have been good. YouTube has been I don't know what they did, but YouTube has been slightly nicer to us about paying out for advertisements and stuff, so it's good. It's cool. And also super chats.
Super chat time! We constantly verbally eviscerate Axe live, so it's just like, yeah, no, we're gonna do that in other places.
I don't know. That... Like, if people are familiar with our content, they would know that, like, Axe is in our, like, is a long-running member of a community who is in, like, I would say probably the more involved part of it. He is in several sub-shows with us on the channel. But outside of context, people be like, wow, these guys are really mean to their listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Axe pays for this privilege to listen to us live. He is a long-standing gold patron. But we appreciate the support.
Yeah, no. But with that, I think we shall move on. Yes, X, I could be less mean. I won't, though.
I'm reasonably certain anybody who supports me on Patreon supports me to be me. And if you don't support me to be me, well, don't give me money, then. That's what this is for. That's what this nonsense is about.
Mm-hmm.
You want somebody else, you go give them money. That's how this works. But we only have, like, 2 or 3 more. We managed to stretch this out for about an hour.
That's not a lot.
No. We're at like an hour and 23 minutes. That's obviously, this is pre-edit for anybody like listening to the audio or the YouTube version later being like, what are you talking about, Mike? It's only literally been an hour of the show. That's because I edited out all the awkward silences or pauses while Lucky was scrolling to the next question.
Alright, we're gonna turn on the faffening for Gilfest later.
Yeah,
Faff to max! But. This next one comes from, I'm awake this time and don't feel like shit. Yay?
That's usually a good thing.
And they say, yes, it is. But they say, dear Lucky and Mega, how deep are you two into FGO content outside of the game, like manga or arcade storyline? Yeah, apparently has one now. And if you aren't, are you willing to look into them? Well wishes from, I'm awake this time, but needs to tinkle.
Well, you see, I have this little thing called Teach Me Omega Sensei. That's how deep I am in this shit.
Conversely, I am not, because, again, Lucky tries to avoid spoilers whenever possible, so you can get the rawest experience.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not necessarily super familiar with, like, the manga adaptations, because those are supposed to be roughly adaptations of the story, but also, are those also not licensed officially in English, or are they?
I know there are a couple,
have they printed a couple
FGO related
over here?
I believe so, yeah.
Also, you can only imagine me sipping a drink because I did actually take a big sip of my bottle of water. Okay, so we do have Mortalis and we do have the Shimosa one. That's only like a third of them, I think.
Oh yeah, because I believe they have mangas for CCC. Wait, did they have one for CCC? Yeah, I believe they do. I remember seeing. I think Tank was on it a little while ago.
Yes.
Can't remember.
They also have definitely one for Agartha. There's a couple of Epic of Remnant ones. There were 2 for part 1 that adapted different story chapters. And obviously they translate learning with manga, but that's not quite the same. But
yeah, so we get like special OVAs and whatnot, but those are, easy to watch. Usually they're on streams and whatnot.
We are aware of these things, but if there are like minor details, we don't track them just because sometimes this content's hard to get a hold of. But yeah, I mean, I pay attention to some higher level lore shit when it comes to my attention because I have to do deep dives. And Lucky actively ignores higher level lore shit whenever possible.
Mm-hmm.
He's here for the sweet, sweet payoff, baby. Also, there's as is happening, we literally have a member of our chat just listing out like different mangas, like he's counting them out. And I'm also, my thought is, also there's too fucking many mangas. There's too many. Keeps happening. Anyway,
keeps happening. So, with that, thank you very much. We shall move on. The second one comes from trying to be more ballsy next time. Did we make a reference to you not being ballsy last time? I don't fucking know. Question. Is Nero from Fate Extra CCC Nero Bride, or is Nero Bride just an original FGO servant? JP Summer, let's go.
This I can actually answer. I believe this was... I don't know why this was dredged up recently, but somebody did actually dig up a Nasu interview talking about Bride. Nasu stated that canonically, Bride is a version of Nero who never met the player character from Extra. Therefore, she is romantically available for you, the player character in FGO, even though if you've played Extra or Extella or any of that, you the player are the same person, but the characters are different, but they're both blank slates anyway. Otaku culture is weird. But yes, no, to answer your question, yes, she's technically original FGO. The costume is referenced in several extras, but no, the version of Bride is specifically a separate version for different stuff. I think Nasu called her, like, the ultimate Valentine's move. He knows what he's all about. He knows what the audience wants. What I want is to not punch my mic. Ow.
Okay, well, where's my Tamamo bride then? Because you animals. This Tamamo still into Hakuno, just, also into you until she meets Hakuno. It's wild.
It's wibbly wobbly. It's probably because there's several Tamamos now.
Probably true. Oh, the ball is ballsy for Genshin. That makes sense. Everyone's going on about that kind of stuff. Listen, guys, I still think Genshin's great. I just don't have time for it, so I'm not going to get your references.
Correct. I mean, like, the internet explodes on occasion, so I get Thunder Sword boob meme.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, because artists. But I have no interest or following in it, like, in the same way, because I'm busy with other shit. I don't have time for my own shit. Guys, I've had a copy of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD since yesterday. It still sits. Actually, no, that's not true. I opened it and I put the cartridge in my Switch to update. And then I had to do a system update. I haven't played it, okay? I've been doing other stuff, like prepping the show, tracking other shit, other concepts. Farming boxes.
Guys, I just realized that I have like a week before fucking Tales of Arise arrives, and that's only gonna add to my fucking game playing, so I'm like, shit!
And Far Cry 6 is this month? Shit's whack, yo.
Shit is whack. I'm like, my game list only grows, because unfortunately, I really like Bloodstained. How fucking dare this game be good?
Yeah, I wanted to actually play more yesterday. I just got caught up in some other shit. I wanted to, like, keep playing to catch up, and I'm like, shit, I had to edit a video for, like, 5 hours. Life.
So I need to somehow, like, play, like, Bloodstained to completion, to a point where I'm satisfied, so I can, like, move on to, like, so I can finish, getting a platinum on Uncharted 1. I can do Uncharted 3 later, but fuck, that's what I was doing. Then I gotta go back to fucking Scarlet Nexus. I have to beat the first Ryza game so I can play Ryza 2. I have Trails of Cold Steel 4 still to fucking play. I'm about to add another big, Tales games are usually pretty chunky. They can usually last a while, but I'm about to add another big JRPG on this. I don't have time. Because I'm still playing Nier Reincarnation. I'm not really playing Azure Lane at the moment, but they're not doing anything I actually care about. That's what's happened to Azure Lane for me. I really don't play Azure Lane unless there's like a fucking event, like a new event or something happening. But I'm still playing Destiny Child, I'm playing FGO, I'm playing Nier Reincarnation because Nier Reincarnation is doing... I think they're literally trying to catch up with the JP schedule. I think they literally are. They're running like so many events just back to back to fucking back.
But how?
I think it's because
how even old is the JP version?
I think it's only like 6 months old. It's not that old. I think that's why they're trying to do it, because I think if they cram for like a couple months, they might be able to catch up.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That's a way to do it. That's kind of how like Dark Knight's schedule kind of is. Like we're only like 6 months behind JP, and may catch up someday. I don't know if we have.
But this is why I'm totally in fat mode. So guys, don't freak. But this is why I was super excited that I figured out I could watch anime at work, because I don't watch anime at home anymore. Well, that's a lie. I do watch like Netflix at home. I still gotta watch the Evangelion movies and Hathaway, because I'm not like a huge Gundam fan, but I appreciate Gundam. It's a staple.
And I mean,
but
if they slide out a little high quality movie to you, I mean, I haven't watched a shitload of Gundam either, but Hathaway is in my watch list on Netflix.
And I've watched a bit of them all. Like, no, this is some good shit right here. I can tell already. But so basically, all the time that I'm spending home, I can now just spend on games, and I'm still usually running like 3 games at once. Like, I'm playing Final Fantasy 14. I usually have BlueStacks up with Destiny Child and my phone running Nier Reincarnation or FGO, and then I'll have Bloodstained on the side while I wait for queues. Like, I am 100% like going in all this, and I'm just all like,
your multitasking power level is very high.
It is. So I'm like, I don't even know how I got on this. I was just faffing around for a bit.
We were just talking about games and stuff and content, and people were asking us questions.
Like right now, while we're doing the show, I'm playing Bloodstained right now. I'm grinding out the fucking shards for the Monday for our game. That way, so I don't have to do that grinding on screen, because I realized that might be a thing. I was like, So I'm doing that now. I have FGO going. BlueStacks is up, and Destiny Child is running. I just haven't touched it in a minute because I'm talking about all this. So it's like, no, like, you guys don't understand. Lucky's going wild. Lucky's going fucking wild right now. Ugh.
I have been farming basically this entire time. And also, all the other stuff. I ordered an ups in the middle of this.
No chill life. No chill life. But I think that's enough for that. So, we will move on to the last one. This last one comes from the Abandoned Warehouse, who says, "Hey, looking to make a happy week and happy rolls. My city is flooded due to rains, which ironically shut off the water. Service in my neighborhood temporarily, and collecting rainwater is not a good option here. That's life. Oh, you gotta like a bunch of acid rain? Don't worry, man, just boil that shit. You'll be fine." Question, do you think we'll ever get to see the real St. Nicholas? Arrivederci. I kind of feel like the answer is no, because they like slapping Santa on just, servants.
Yeah.
Personally.
I mean, they could do it, but I don't
But
know if it would be like I don't know if that would be worth it in FGO.
Mm.
Like, it could be funny for a little bit, but they have way more funnier options they do.
Like, but don't you want to see your cute waifu in a Santa suit? And I'm like, yes, I do. Or Karna.
What if Karna punched, and we made a pun about sword and fist? Sword and fist.
Kenki.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure.
And there we are. Oh, they have a PS here. Thankfully, the water surface in my workplace is still fine. Do you have any idea how cumbersome it is to wash blood? Yes, I do. That's why you put down, sheets and stuff.
Yeah, clear plastic, tarpaulins, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Get yours. And if you can't clean it up, just get a. What is it? Bleach, iodine.
Yeah,
it's something like that. Just spray it on that contaminated blood sample. Won't be able to get anything.
There's plenty of caustics.
Yeah,
take it right out. All right, that was Meowbiag. Hey, grand prize.
Nice.
And now for the next 10 minutes, Omega taps and Deerswood says half a thing. There was the dream about Mats. Call his name when we're in trouble. All the things.
So with that note, we're into free talk now, and the only thing we really have to talk about is this year's Gilfest. As I stated before, this Gilfest starts off pretty cool. You can get last year's Glue Rail right away. You only gotta do 2 story pips.
Yep.
And it's right in then. Basically, the story starts off the same. You see all of the team comps. Well, not all of them, but many of the team comps just hanging out in the cafeteria. Nero Bride shows up. She's all like, yo, we about to battle. And we're like, cool. She's a little sad that, it was originally her idea. But guess what? She's honorary chairwoman for life. I can kind of understand that sentiment. It's like I said, we did have Nerofest for 3 years?
Yeah. I believe it was 3.
It's like it was one of our first events.
Yep. It was.
Long history of Nerofest. But the fest continues. We return to New York. Gil's in his archer form being all like, I will kick your ass. We're like, okay. And things start. They immediately start you off with a couple challenge quests. I have not done any of them. I probably will not do any of them. Unless
they
make it like
last year's, so. No, I don't. I remember them. I didn't like them. They were bad. They were bad news bears. I will continue to farm free EXPs and skill cookies and Lotto instead.
Yep. Because these starting fights are actually pretty easy. Believe it or not, I was actually able to get through most of them just by grabbing my Ember farming Berserker team that has 3 MLB K-scopes and just going delete.
Yeah, my 3-turn farming team for Embers isn't that autopilot, but yes, very similar. I was just like, oh, these guys are pretty squishy. I'll just solve the problem that way.
And I feel like someone knew what they were fucking doing when they decided to make the fucking Lotto node a fucking caster node.
Yes. A caster node that is easily handled by either Surfmo with a little bit of assistance, or my strat is double Vinci Surfmo. Just my notes, I literally wrote this down as haha blue card go burr.
Now, fortunately, I was gonna try maybe some Berserker Musashi strats, but like I said, my Berserker Musashi isn't fully skilled up, and neither is my Rider Da Vinci, so I can't necessarily bring out their full potential. So, been using much Rider Mo.
Yep.
So it's been something. Right now, I have opened 5 boxes. I did that the first day because I was just like, I'm going to try and put in a moderate effort leveling here. Because, like I said, I'm dying of skill cookies and QP, and I need to do what I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. I was not able to start right away because I'm usually going to bed and trying to sleep right around the time maintenance ends. I always make sure to stay up a little bit so I can do my login and make sure I get the download and stuff. Then after that, I am not usually in a mood other than maybe some big story releases to get started right away.
Yeah. But, so that has been happening. Like I said, I got a couple of I bought all the shop CEs. Did not get a drop yet, so I'm still hoping for that.
Soon. I know some people have been slurping those up.
Yeah. But other than that, it's been the usual.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it anyway. What's not the usual is actually our shopkeepers.
Yeah.
Boy, we gotta say something about this. So Gil actually brings this up is that apparently Mula couldn't make it this year because apparently she got into some fishy agreement somewhere somehow. I'm not surprised in the slightest. And so he has a new person standing up. It's the first time. Be fucking nice. It's Siduri, y'all. You all know this. We all know this. It's Siduri. She has voice lines. She has a sprite. I'm just all like, the light works. When Siduri, give. Just
Why
give.
must you hurt me like this?
Pretty much.
That's great.
She has some good lines. Like I said, if the sheep gives me life, Siduri heals my soul. It's like, yes. It's like just what I need sometimes. But over at the Lotto, this sheep, y'all. This fucking sheep. Almost usually when I do these lottos, I never really care what they're saying. I really don't. Usually I'm just like, no.
You hear a couple lines, maybe you get some fun stuff, and then you're just like, okay, but then tap.
This sheep constantly makes me stop just so I can listen to him. Because he says the most ridiculous things, and it's the best. It's like, sheep? Are you okay, sheep?
Yeah, it's in my notes I wrote this down. Like, at first I just wrote, haha, blue card go burr, because I actually wanted to bring up about how it is actually kind of interesting that I personally have kind of a meta comp, because I can run double Da Vinci. I don't have the MLB K-scopes to go, like, true smooth brain, but honestly, with a max level golden body skill, it's not that hard. You start the loops. I just need to find a friend with an MLB K-scope. Not that hard. So, like, but my immediate thought, like, 5 minutes after I wrote this, and I did some more lotto boxes, I was like, hold on. Click down. Bullet point. We need to talk about Deersman. Doomsy. This fucking guy, this sheep. Did you think it would be an adorable little man sheep? No, we have deep sheep thoughts.
He's down here. He speaks in actually a very polite yet mechanical tone of voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I kind of expected it because now that you can actually see his full sprite, you can see that his sheep legs are actually the Extella enemies. I can't remember what they're fucking called. But...
Yeah, God, I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but the certain kind of virus code.
Yeah, so, yeah, maybe that makes why he's in, but he just talks about, like, the weirdest shit, and it makes me laugh every time.
Automaton. What?
Eternal battle. And you're just like, what?
And then just hearing his lines, like, there's a dream about, I dreamt
like,
I was in a sea of mats, but it was just a dream. Call out my name when you're in times of trouble. Don't expect anything, though. I'm like, what? Are you okay? Do we need to, like, talk to your doctor about some Xanax or something? Like, are you all right?
It's not about how many boxes you pull. It's about the satisfied smile you have after an all-nighter.
Yeah, just so many of these lines that are out there, and I'm like, wow.
Like, I need Doomsy to be a servant so I can have these lines eternal.
Yeah, that is a thing where, like, obviously servant shopkeepers get their lines added, but that doesn't work for non-servant characters that don't get spirit origin lists, which is very sad. The big sad.
Very sad.
But yeah, no, like, this is not where I was expecting the, like, levity to come in. But, like, no, this is great.
As me eternally dying, yes. But, other than that, though, Gilfest is Gilfest. We know there's gonna be a twist later, but, thanks, Clairvoyance, but until we get there, like, actually, when is even that supposed to show up?
Oh, probably when either during the main event or the final round? I don't know.
Yeah, because we still got, like, 2 days of the prelims, right?
Yeah. We got 2 days of this version. So,
I'm gonna,
it's interesting. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we got to do the thing for, like, the real Grail. It's pretty long. Oh, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. But I've also gotten enough diamonds that I bought all the new command codes out of the shop, too.
All right.
Got them all, because they're in the shop. That's nice. It's just
it's pretty
simple.
Praise be whoever thought to give just fucking 10 eggs as diamonds, by the way. I know a lot of people have been hurting for eggs, and I know some people are bitching about fucking there's only 10, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. Take a gift when you can get it.
Yeah, no, they added extra eggs in the diamond slot. I will appreciate them. I know I don't have a lot because I use them for some stuff, and also, when I get enough mana prisms, which I should if I'm farming the lotto box, because that drops a few per there, I can buy Salter's costume, finally, and that requires I believe eggs to unlock, which is why a lot of people are, like, in pain, because they're like, oh shit, it needs eggs, oh fuck.
Die.
Because guess what? Eggs suck. I hate eggs.
Suck eggs.
Because you get them out of these goddamn giant snake motherfuckers.
Anyway, but unfortunately, I don't think we really have much to talk about Gilder. As usual, like I said before, I'm actually going to be trying to use some of this QP and skill cookies to actually try and get my Da Vinci and Berserker Musashi up, because I do think that they might be very good for some art comps here. I don't know how well Da Vinci will be after this. Like, I don't know the upcoming teams, but I mean, an arts AoE Berserker, that's got to be worth something somewhere.
I do believe that is one of the strats is just Super Musashi up. You know, like and similarly, and I mean, I've seen other people have, like, you know, it's not exclusive to Da Vinci. I've heard some people talk about double Drake strats for the caster node. You know, there's a lot of variety, and I think like some of the class comps are weird. Like there's that one that's like berserkers and archers or lancers and an avenger, and I'm like, okay, calm down. But like the Lotto node is pure, it's monoclass, and it's pretty easy to run, and I hope they all kind of stay with this tone of like ease of use, you know? I mean, I don't even need it to be 3 turns. I'm just appreciating that I can 3 turn.
Oh yeah, no, like I have all like wait, no, do I have all? Actually, now I'm curious. Well, I'm on repeat, so I can't fucking tell. But I think I have like 3 or 4 of just the Lotto CEs, and I'm still able to do it. I guess I could try taking off Tama Club, but will that 15% matter? I don't know. I should give it a whirl.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, I have my frontliners of stuff, and then there's the back row never comes out, so they get all the Lotto CEs. I'll probably put an MLB one there when I get there. I think I need to buy one more. I farmed a lot of currency to start with, but then I was like, all right, I got 3, and I think I got 3 slots free anyway. I did get a drop, and now I'm like, okay, when do I take that detour to get those last, like, you know, 150 burgers to buy that last CE?
Burger.
Space burger.
Space drink. I find that very interesting that in Ishtar's CE, she actually has a space favorite drink. I'm always all like, is this a hearkening to what's to come? Is it?
Foreshadowing.
I feel like there's been a bit of foreshadowing in this event. I just can't remember them all because Lucky never writes anything down because he's dumb.
Yeah, I think there's some hints and some subtle hints, but we could also just be reading into it because we know stuff.
That is also true. Well, you know, as they say, jokes are deepest lore. Yeah. Anyway, what is the mission clock at Omega?
We have been recording for about an hour and 49 minutes.
So that's, oh god.
Yeah, we haven't broken 2 hours yet. Don't worry, I have a couple, like talking about this earlier, I have a couple of things to mention because it's a new month.
Okay.
I can probably stretch this out to 2 hours. After that, I'm like, fuck, I don't even know. Like, it's Gilfest. We aren't doing the challenge quest, so we can't even bitch about them at length because we hated them so much last year, and they're still the same. And they're not really that fun for me. Gotta be real.
Honestly, by next week, yeah, maybe I'll try but like, listen, right now my focus is on getting Lotto boxes done. Like, I need those. No, I have an easy, holy shit, I have an easy comp for Lotto boxes for once. No, I'm gonna go for it. Usually these things are fucking hardcore, but this is just like, hey, I happen to have NP2 Da Vinci, and I know people on my friends list with the NP2 Da Vinci MLB K-Scope. I can just, you know, throw my Summer Mordred at them and, you know, make up the difference and do runs. It's easy. I appreciate it. It's pretty efficient. Thankfully, I had, like, 575 golden apples starting this, so I'll do fine. It's great. I'm, like, down to, like, I got, like, 200 and, like, 53 right? 43 right now. So I'm not necessarily hurting. I'm not going to get through them all.
No.
So.
Because I have to take breaks to do other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Your phone needs to charge sometime. But, yeah. So, I will probably have more thoughts as those last couple story quests come out. You know, you can get the new Grail and stuff like that, see some other shit. If we spot any other funny jokes in the team comps, you know, usually there's a couple of really funny nicknames, you know, like everybody has funny nicknames, but there's usually some real zingers tucked in there. I didn't notice anything crazy so far. But also I've been, you know, speed running with NPs and stuff, so meh. But what I wanted to bring up is the new month has just started. That means over on patreon.com/Studio Omega YT. That's with 2 O's and with a YT at the end. Just so you know who we are. Just to make sure. Make it clear. We have 2 topic polls this month. That's right. I brought back Teach Me. Because like I said, I'm trying to drum a Patreon membership. At 5 and up, you can if you support us at the $5 and up level, our silver tier, you can access topic polls for every month and also early access to video releases. So you can see video versions of things. roughly a day early, roughly, depending on your exact time zoning. We're a little tight on timing and stuff. This episode is short, so it will probably be up pretty promptly. We can only hope. But I'm starting 2 polls. So there's Fan Servant Friday as usual. I talked about this last week. Our theme for September is back to school, just like the FGO event. So I picked characters who had relationships to teaching and educational topics. Our 4 subjects for this month's Fan Servant Friday you can choose from is Ada Lovelace, caster, Benji Franklin, caster, Jacques Cousteau, writer, and Locusta of Gaul, assassin.
Ooh. Sorry.
Yeah. No, Locusta's cool. I don't know if people know who she is. She might be more popular.
Yeah.
But because Ada Lovelace is winning by quite a bit now. She has 60%. That's a pretty obvious one. A lot of people know of her. She is the frequently considered the origin of programming, world's first programmer. She was the student of and close associate of Charles Babbage, also the child of walking human disaster and poet Lord Byron. If you've ever heard the words Byronic hero, it's his fault.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll probably be a pretty fun one. Honestly, all of these will be fun if we get into them, but if Ada wins, I won't be shocked either. She's a pretty popular person in history. But yeah, those are our options. If you want to swing this vote, like, yeah, Ada has come out to a strong lead, but like that's not to say that through the power of democracy, one of those others couldn't come out. Unfortunately for Teach Me, I don't know if more Patreon memberships would go farther. I have dug this hole and I must now live in it.
Yep.
So the 3 options I picked was I brought back who are the named Mage Family's clans. That's a thing we've been banning about before, to kind of break down. There are a fair number of proper nouns in the Mage Association. I actually edited a question. Not only did I add, I'm looking right at it, so I know I have the facts. I'm looking at the data. The second was, originally it was just who is Sion, but now it's who is Sion and what's going on in Melty Blood. I think with the new release we could actually, maybe explain, what the conceits of that are. And then I did the big one. Something I've been sitting on for a while, but I think with the remake actually out and some Fate characters cameoing in it, I decided to throw up what is the plot of Tsukihime and why is it incompatible with Fate. I put a parenthetical in there. Because I think we've vaguely talked before about the split between the world types, but we haven't actually listed out every single difference, mostly just related to, how true ancestors / dead apostles are supposed to be different in the 2 universes. This one is winning by a fucking mile. It's at 71%.
Jesus.
Now there are a couple less votes in that poll, so there's still some swing, but people are going hardcore on that, so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to figure out how to explain the plot of that. But I would like to point out that's what I mean though. It's talking about core plots and conflicts, not necessarily breaking down word for word what it's about. This would be similar to how in the past we have talked about what the plot of CCC was actually about and kind of how that all shook out. We've done this for a couple of things too as well. Most of the stuff is only available in Japanese.
Yeah, because unfortunately, we really can't break down the story beats of Tsukihime, especially with the remake out, because, I've been reading some Nasu interviews, he went whole hog on this shit. He really did.
But, there's stuff like, hey, there's a Kiara cameo in this, which I don't understand the context, but I recognize art when I see it, But this does mean that there may be some renewed interest, so I figured it was the appropriate time to actually, bring it up and maybe break it down. Yes, no, Nasu is... how did Takeuchi phrase it in that interview? He said that this was Nasu with the least amount of life or the most dead he'd ever seen him, which is saying something because keep in mind those guys have been friends and business partners since 2000 or something. Type Moon has existed for nearly 20 years or possibly more than 20 years because he's been writing Karo Kyokai since the late 90s and shit.
Yeah,
They've been in this business a while, and this year was the most dead ass that Takeuchi saw Nasu. That's something. Not shocked though. The remake is apparently fucking huge and intense.
It's only one half the game. Yeah, it's only one half of the fucking game too.
Yeah, and it's a visual novel, BT dubs. I don't think there's an opening animation, but I don't think there's a lot of cutscene animations. And then it's just music and voice lines. That's how fucking heavy this thing is. And all of Lost Belt 6 in this year. It's nuts. Crazy pants. But yeah, so if you are interested in controlling these polls, or if you've decided these polls are too decided but you want to control future polls, consider supporting us on Patreon at the silver level, 5 and up. You do also get some extra goodies there. So you can check in and control some stuff. And it'll be a fun time. I mean, Fanservice Friday is always usually pretty fun. I make sure to pick out those. I definitely feel like I need to sit down and maybe do a little bit of a brain jam. Though, to re-up on some new fresh ideas. I don't want to keep rotating through the same ideas before. You will probably see some flashbacks to some older ones, though, when October rolls around, because I don't need to tell you it's going to be about spooky. Because October. But yeah, I've got like a literal notepad full of ideas for servants that I occasionally have to cross things out of, because they come out for real. But I need to definitely take a jam session, get in there, and work on some of those sometime so we can keep introducing fresh new content to you. But the Teach Me thing, I don't know how long that's going to stick around. If you have suggestions for Teach Me Mega Sensei, a segment where I deep dive lore topics and try to explain them to you in the audience, and also to Lucky, like he doesn't know shit, like he says.
Nope. I say.
Yeah, he says he does. We don't know. Lucky usually asks questions though outside of the notes, so it's good. It's good to have somebody to represent the audience here, because only some of the audience talks back to me. But yeah, that's it's an expositional topic. We try to inform on lore subjects. I do actually try to do my due diligence, my druthers on the research. And you do occasionally, like, sometimes I editorialize. I'll go off script and be like, y'all, this shit's crazy. I cannot believe this shit. Can you fucking believe this? It's wild. It's wacky. Occasionally we speculate as well, but I don't know if there'll be a lot of Tsukihime speculation. It'll mostly be just trying to unpack this. And unpack it in a way that is hopefully digestible to you, because there are different routes. I hope to gosh Nasu didn't write 6.5. I hope because if so, I have to ask you, Nasu, why did you give another guy the job of being head writer for FGO Part 2? If you're just gonna write all the bits.
He's probably right. He's probably writing 7, but I don't think he's probably not doing 6.5.
Or he's writing the finale bit that comes after 7. Who knows? Who knows with this guy? 6 stacks of printer paper. Just that's burned into my brain. That image of Mafia going under the table and just coming up with the stacks of printer paper and just boom. This is Lost Belt 6, and I'm like, damn, fuck. Because I've hauled books and paper and I've written before, and I'm like, shit, that's a lot. It's a lot of stacks of paper. But yeah, so that's our usual monthly Patreon shilling. It supports us, it's good for us, and you get stuff out of it. You can control topics you see. I will probably, at the very least, like I said, wind down through these 3 topics I've already reassembled for Teach Me. Feel free, anybody, not just patrons, can leave suggestions for new topics in the comments, on our Discord, or wherever. If you are on Patreon, you could obviously leave a comment on our Patreon posts directly, and actually, leave them there if you think we'll see them better. I do get little Patreon notification bubbles about those.
Bubble.
A little bell, ring dings, let me know stuff. I mean, occasionally that gives me anxiety, because usually the only time I get notifications is either when somebody new decides to give us money or when somebody chooses to stop giving us money. So I'm always like, which one is it? Let's flip that coin. And then there's that middle ground when it lands on the edge and I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, somebody left a comment. Neat. So, yeah, that's that. I don't think there's really anything else. We will obviously know about FGO's new summer on the 8th. Technically, probably the 7th for us chronologically.
Yes.
I don't
know. They are in the future.
Exactly. Do we have a hard time on that?
There should be. I think the stream is already up. Like, for...
A light stream will be streamed at 19:15 pre-delivery, 19:30 main delivery, probably 30 minutes. They say it's light, it's going to be short. 15 minutes of faff, and then... What's Prime?
And Nissan's going to come out. He's going to boom, trailer, boom, MPs, boom, banner 1. Have 10-cent quartz, bye!
Yeah. So that's about in the 7 o'clock range in JST. So let's just see what 7:30 Japan Standard Time is in EST. Okay, so that's unfortunate. That's 6 a.m. for me. Right, am I following it right? Yeah, now that's how it goes. It's currently roughly 10:30 at night for me. It is 11:30 a.m. for Japan. Yeah. So, no, I'm not going to be able to watch that. I'll have to catch those highlights later. Because that's fucking late and or fucking early. Really, it's both. But that will have happened by next show, because let's see, the 8th is what, a Wednesday? Yes, called it right. Boom, nailed it. So we'll have plenty of time to review that and yell about it. And the event will actually have started as well, because it's a light stream beforehand. I do have the full guest list, by the way. It's Kenji Akabane, Ayako Hasume, and Makoto Furukawa, who is Achilles' voice actor. Good for him. I know he quite likes Fate and spends a lot of money on FGO. It's good for him to get like an alt costume. He got to probably do some new lines. make some money that he immediately puts back into the game, show up, be happy.
Circle of life.
Yeah, that is the circle of life when it comes to FGO. Get an FGO roll, get paid, put money in FGO, get more rolls. Now, is that roll with an E or an L? Who knows? But Gilfest will be going on for quite some time. You know, we got the full couple of weeks, ends the 15th, so we'll see how that shakes out. And then we may or may not have a break week and then Oni Land rerun. Shouldn't be anything too super fire, other than there's that. Actually, yeah, there probably will be a week off because they got to do that. They do have to do Murasaki and Whatnot's banner. It's important.
I thought they were doing that for the back to school thing. Is that just going to happen after this like countdown, or is it going to pop up in the middle?
That's true. It could wait until it could just happen in after like the 7 login days have passed. I don't know. The dev diary was short and sweet, so we don't know. We'll give you news on that when we've got it.
Also, weren't they supposed to do some? They were talking about the Camelot stage play. Was there any banners associated with that? I forget.
I don't remember if there was any banner associated with that event. Probably.
Well, we'll know when we know.
Oh, actually, no. We know exactly when that will happen. The commemorative campaign will start on the 15th, so that'll be exactly when this ends. It will have the... it was spelled on the dev diary. Thank you, News Desk. Join our Discord. Get access to News Desk. The campaign will start on the 15th. The stage play will be streamed for NA, and then the in-game campaign will feature the following. A pickup banner, quarter AP on Part 1 quests, half AP on Part 1 free quests, double suck, double FP for Camelot featured servants. So yes, there will be a banner with that.
Okay.
And the stream. That'll be cool. Cool streaming. See the stage play. I think I've already seen it in like most of it in bits cut up on the YouTubes, but that was years ago because there was no other way to access it.
I mean, I'm gonna want to watch it, you know, fully subbed all at one. I think it's great.
We'll rep it.
I'm excited.
We'll give them the engagement. But yeah, I think that's everything from us. You know, we got a few things to worry about. Hopefully, we'll have a big blast show to talk about because we'll have new summer news that I'm sure will get people super excited. Lucky we'll have things in thumbnail. You'll be super hype, super dope.
I'm gonna be super hype. You can't stop me.
And yeah, I think though we've crossed the 2-hour mark with some minutes to spare. Hopefully, it won't compress down too much. Though I know there's some long pauses in there. I think it's probably time to just call it a day and go home. Except we're already home. So, let me stretch everything out. Like, honestly, if we'd had an actual back half of the show, I probably would have taken a break after mailbag, but I'm like, what's the point? Alright. But, with that soulful sip of water I just took, it's time to wrap things up. It's time to power down. It's time for you to loop the show again if you want to get 4 hours. So, if you are watching us on YouTube and you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any comments, such as teach me topics, your opinion on the Spotify thing, or whatever, comments down below. You can also access our Discord. The link is as always in the video description and on our channel page. And like I said, you can talk to people there. You can find access to Gilfest spreadsheets if you want to try and find your best comps for lotto farms. We have, channels for all kinds of subjects. And we have a little news hook channel that gives you news from stuff. It's irrelevant. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Always looking for more subs. Make sure that you get our content when it comes out. You don't got to worry about just your algorithm recommendations. You never know what you might have been watching on YouTube that's going to fuck up your recommendations. So, sub. Even if you're already subscribed, considering that bell for notifications, you always know when we post a new video or when we stream, such as when we will stream What's Up. If you're listening to this video early as a patron, it'll be tomorrow. If you're listening to this video publicly on the YouTube, it'll be later today. We will live stream What's Up, our podcast about whatever. That's a great time. You should go watch it. Also, other streams, like you said, co-op streams on Monday, occasionally guerrilla streams throughout the week whenever I feel like it. I think I'm good on Gartic Phone for a while though.
What was that? That was the day my headphones were dead, so I couldn't join it.
Yeah, that was Tuesday. It was all right, but we got way less respondents that time. I think because I hadn't announced it ahead of time. It was just like, fuck it, I'm bored. I feel like playing Gartic Phone. Like, after like 2 hours of Gartic Phone, I was like, okay, I've had enough Gartic Phone with people. We're going to play card games for another couple of hours, because the only people who showed up was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Crew, and we'll just go home. So, yeah, that's... Next time we do Gartic, I should probably schedule it several hours ahead of time and let people know so they actually show up.
Yeah.
It's like Among Us. Or I'll just do it with friends and not stream it, and you've missed out. How dare you? You want more streams? Watch more streams. Let's see. I already reminded everybody that you can support us on Patreon. Get the audio version for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year, approximately. It's a little more than that with some rounding, but it is technically discounted if you support us annually. And you can also support us by joining our channel memberships, get access to membership badges and emotes. And I mean, if you're, I know I went a little hard on the money thing, but if you like us and want to just throw us a little bit of cash, you don't want to go in for all that membership stuff, they do have this new Super Thanks feature. You can just be like, here, have $1. You do cool thing. And I'll be like, cool, you do cool thing. And then we're all cool. We're all just cool guys pointing at each other, talking about how cool we are. Hey, you're cool. I pointed at the screen, by the way. You couldn't see, but you have to imagine that I pointed at you. And really, that's it. That's Let's Talk FGO for this week, September the 3rd, 2021. And it's time to go now. Have fun, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
We'll talk to you next week. But also later, go watch What's Up. Do it now. Do it now. Loud.
Yeah.